What's up, YouTube? People do this thing where they like watch my videos and then just like leave. So if you could do me a favor before you finish watching it here, I'm trying to do this without an intro or without an outro just to make it easier for you. If you could hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell to stay notified. This channel uploads pretty much daily. I have plenty more segments for you. I just spaced them out. So please do me a favor again, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. I go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, depending on the schedule. Check my Twitter and social handles just in case anything changes. Let's get into it. So, on the other side of everything that could ever go wrong with anything, the GOP is in dire straits because there are massive, big GOP people who, in fact, do not believe that the election was stolen, do not believe that COVID is a hoax, who do not believe in anything that these people have been pushing for a long time. One of those people is Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney might sound familiar to you from another Cheney. We're going to leave that alone for right now. Let's not get into it because there's going to be a bunch of CIA specialists coming in here talking about, y'all don't know nothing about them. Anyway, so if you don't know, Kevin McCarthy is the leader of the GOP, effectively. He's the guy. He's the guy. They're in spats right now. He wants to kick out Liz Cheney because she's not going along with the big lie. The problem with going along with the big lie is that she now looks like she's siding with the Democrats as opposed to, fucking reality. So what we end up here is with this beautiful mix of dumb shit.
Republican Party in the House, you are the #1 Republican in leadership. Steve Scalise is #2. Liz Cheney is #3. There are a number of reports out right now, Leader McCarthy, that some of your allies are saying we're unhappy with her in leadership because she voted to impeach President Trump, and now they're vowing a vote to get rid of her. What can you tell us about that?
No, there's no concern about how she voted on impeachment. That decision has been made. I have heard from members concerned about her ability to carry out the job as conference chair, to carry out the message. We all need to be working as one if we're able to win the majority. Remember, majorities are not given, they are earned. And that's about the message about going forward. Combating Joe Biden, what he's done to this border by making it unsecure and what's coming across. Just what he's doing here about small businesses, not opening schools, not getting us back to work, back to health, back to normal. That's the message we should be talking about. I haven't heard members concerned about her vote on impeachment. It's more concerned about the job ability to do and what's our best step forward that we can all work together instead of attacking one another.
Okay. For those of you who know the bullshit, you can see through that with easy eyes. For those of you who are on the fence about it, I'm going to explain to you why that's bullshit. He said it's about her ability to carry out the message. What is the message if it's not deviating from everything that the GOP is standing for? He is echoing out loud the very sentiment that I was afraid about, that I spoke about literally about an hour and a half ago. Donald Trump's effect on the GOP was not to change the party. And I know how many people are going to disagree with that. Even my old content would disagree with that. But I'm reframing that argument to explain something very deep about psychological issues. And when I say psychological issues, I don't mean mental health issues. I mean the psychology of power. In order to stay in power, you kind of have to do one of two things. You either have to appeal to a large base of people, or you have to have a system set up where no matter where you fall, as long as you fall into certain categories, you generally can hold on to power because not that many people will invoke their need to remove you from power. Does that make sense to you? If I'm doing a great job in my city, but I like to punch children, you want to remove me from power because I'm a threat to whatever kid is around me, right? This is an obvious one-to-one. However, if I'm doing great for my city, but every 14 to 17 days I like to get plastered drunk and fall asleep on my couch, you don't view that as such a big issue because you see my effect on the city. Therefore, it really doesn't matter what I do in my personal time. Donald Trump's effect was to blend the personal with the business. And the problem is that he deals in corruption. Like like the show The Apprentice was about that. I don't know where people missed that in the whole, like, anyway. Donald Trump's effect on the GOP is literally what you just heard. Is now that they have to continue to peddle bullshit because the voter base is radicalized towards a person and not the message of the GOP. So now the message of the GOP has to turn into the message of the person. Therefore, we back Donald Trump and whatever he says, or else you're not with the program, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Because now that Donald Trump's out of office, everybody is like wondering how shaky the ground is to be able to approach certain topics with the nuance that Donald Trump had. Now I can hear already the rage. Donald Trump had nuance? No, but that's the point. He changed the rhetoric around what you would consider to be normal nuance. Everyone's covered this. You already know this. Some people don't. That is a small introduction into it. I want to refocus that onto what you just heard. They want to get rid of Liz Cheney because she's not backing Trump. I don't care how you think that is viewed or how you should. That is a political game of you really don't want us to be in power anymore because people are stupid enough to believe that the left is canceling Dr. Seuss and fonts and wild dumb shit. She knows that's not true, but her influence can make other people decide that it's not true. Hey, look, Liz Cheney's getting a lot of, forward momentum, actually speaking the truth. Maybe we don't have to peddle lies anymore. Well, hold on there. Wait a minute. I don't think that's the way we should be going about this. We are the GOP. We do whatever Donald Trump says. See? So the cycle of Trumpism is in more effect than it was when he was the president. Because now everyone has a grasp at that. And they know that there are people who are down for that guy. Therefore, you're going to get into this power play where you really don't fucking understand why they're still saying and echoing these sentiments while other people in their own party are going against it. They're infighting. And this is when it gets spicy. Because the infighting is based on stupidity. Therefore, you have to lower your standards to enter into their group. If you don't understand what I'm saying completely and you want a little deeper dive into it, please do me a favor and go look at my video called The Three Republican Camps of Thought, because this is what that was about. This is the third camp that I was talking about in that video, the MAGAs. It's not about the tangibility of policy. It's not about the tangibility of actual coherent thought. It's the tangibility of how much can I play off your rage so you vote for me to stop the things that are enraging you. Stupid, I know. It makes you feel like, well, why the fuck am I here? What am I doing? Why does it matter if they're just going to keep getting away with this? We can't keep letting them get away with it, man. That's why.
I don't know if your ears were burning last night in the 8 o'clock hour, but Tucker Carlson said he had received a tip that you have been living with pollster and corporate consultant Frank Luntz. What's up with that?
I didn't know how this was controversial. Frank has been a friend of mine for more than 30 years. I met him with Newt Gingrich back when they were working on the contract with America. As the Democrats took over, they started changing the House around. And so, yeah, I rented a room for Frank for a couple months, but don't worry, I'm going back to where I normally am, on my couch in my office.
What? He sleeps in his office, bro.
Yeah, we paid fair market rate. He seems upset. I think he and Tucker must dislike each other, and I don't think that's right. They need to get together and solve whatever difficulties, because we've got to make sure that we put this country back on the right track.
It's like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert exist in your party, and you went on live television to say, we got to get America back. And this, I guess I don't even need to finish covering this, because I could just make a simple point on this. Excise the demons in your party and watch you win elections. Keep the idiots in your party and wonder why we don't take you serious. These are politicians saying this shit. That means that at the highest level of civic duty, at the point of contention where you have the ability to affect change for millions of people, your entire ideology is protect the crazy ladies. You don't see a problem with that as a strategy? They don't. which dilutes the whole point of why we elect officials to make decisions for us, which can end up really going down a long list of how fucked up this country has been. I wonder if maybe we could just like, I don't know, like do something where we like analyze why we allow these things to happen and why certain people just get away with that while other people, like, for the sake of the common man, Eric Gardner just kind of like dies for selling cigarettes. I wonder if there's like a critical analysis we could do and form it into a theory based on race that would help us analyze this from a perspective that's neutral to make sure we don't repeat those mistakes again. I don't know.